how to have a healthy argument. Now, this is something that I really believe in because we're not really taught how to be in relationships. We're not taught how to have arguments. And it can be a part of life, and it doesn't always have to be such a negative thing if we can have them more effectively. So I wanted to give you guys some tips as to how you do that. So first of all, don't beat yourself up about having an argument. Often people can feel very guilty when they're having arguments because they think that it means that there's something wrong with their relationship, or if they're having too many, that their relationship is over. Whilst too many arguments can signify something bigger that is going on, we shouldn't necessarily be so scared of arguments or give ourselves a hard time for being in them. Sometimes people enter into arguments with so much animosity because they're just having one, or it really triggers them and they're more emotional because they feel guilty for having an argument. Try to give yourself a break so that you can discuss what needs to be discussed with a clearer mind and not one that is panicking about what deeper issues might be going on. Now, if you are feeling like an argument is coming on or you've just entered one, it's also good to just stop, take a break, breathe, and work out if there is some more personal issues at hand. So you might be having a really bad day. Someone else might have said something that triggers you. Someone might have made you feel a certain way. You might be feeling really insecure. You might be feeling absolutely exhausted and everything just feels overwhelming. It's really important to own whatever is going on for you because it may impact how you communicate about what the argument is to do with. Someone might turn around to you and say, you're making a big deal out of nothing, when really you're not making a big deal out of nothing. There's just so much more that is going on, and you are allowing yourself to vent with that topic that the argument is on. We've all been there. Choose a time and location. For a lot of people, they come home, they're exhausted at the end of the day. The last thing they want to do is get into an argument. Also with locations, we tend to have arguments in the same place in the house. Maybe you've got kids at home, maybe it's a convenience thing. But I think if you're going to have an effective and healthy argument, to me, that means having one where you can clearly be heard and understood, and you can also listen to somebody in return. So you need to be choosing times and locations that allow for that. So if somebody gets really stressed and tired when they come home, or they like to go to bed early and you're trying to talk to them before they go to bed, then that's not going to be effective because you're not going to be getting their 100% attention. The same thing with location. You know, if you're somewhere where you feel like you've had arguments too many times before and it triggers you just having an argument there, go for a walk, go outside, talk to your partner away from prying eyes of others, but in a different and new location, and maybe something that's even distracting. You know, nature is a great way. When you're having a walk around, you can look at the trees, you can look at what's going on, and just relax a bit and clear your mind so you can focus on what is being said. Now, it's really important also too to mention that arguments sometimes can be about connection. You might start to think that this person that you're arguing with is just creating something out of nothing. If that's the case, have a look what that nothing might be. Dive underneath the surface and think, is there something else that's going on for them? Now, sometimes it is about a connection. We just want to be heard. We want to be the focus. We want to be listened to. And having an argument is a way subconsciously that sometimes we do that. So it's not a healthy way to get someone's attention, but sometimes you need to recognize that and give someone some reassurance and some even affection in order to really disarm them what they're talking about and just to shift them emotionally. But if this is a pattern that's going on in your relationship, you might also want to address that later after the argument and have a look at whether you need some more connection as a couple, and if that person is just really crying out for some love and attention for you. Now, it's really super important when you're having these arguments that you find an ending, not a resolution necessarily, an ending. There can be a lot of pressure to find a resolution because everyone's looking for that compromise and they're looking at what on earth do we do when we're both on two separate pages. An ending really is about a commitment to continue to work on things. Start to find out some ways or different things that you might need to continue to address. It could be a list of some topics that you eventually need to talk about. You might need some help. You might need to go away and think about how you feel about something, but it's important to end an argument and end it too in a nice way. Give each other's reassurance that you are there, you want to work on things, and you are committed to moving past this, but you do recognize that there are some things to work on. So it's a way of saying that we will find a resolution, but for now we're going to end this argument, and I'm going to reassure you that I want to be here and I love you, but we'll continue to work on it. And then it doesn't have to be an argument that you continue to have, you're working on something.